Hello there, my name's Anne Orbin, but I write under the pen name Rose B Auley, and I'm going to be reading an extract from my as yet unpublished debut novel, which has the working title Anything for a Good Cause. It features the main protagonist, Maeve, who opens a new business in her hometown, which proves very successful. But she needs to raise considerable funds to secure her disabled son's future and is advised to franchise the business. The first franchise is opened by a friend of hers, Esme, in London, where Esme is assisted by a gentleman called Rupert. In this chapter, the three of them are going up to Gloucestershire to interview Rupert's sister, Lady Athena Masham, about the possibility of a country franchise. I hope you enjoy it. The car swept onto a curved, pebbled parking area in front of the imposing but somewhat dilapidated frontage of Wyndham Manor. The pebbles, which matched the golden Cotswold stone of the house, would look beautiful if freshly raked and pristine, but the verdant crop of weeds somewhat spoiled the effect. As the car drew to a halt, the door opened and two large hounds bounded out to meet them. "Athena!" yelled Rupert. "Not everyone likes dogs. Can you shut them in?" "Righty-ho, bro!" responded a woman in a twin-set and tweed skirt. "Parker, Jeeves, on your beds!" Once the driveway was a canine-free zone, Rupert led Maeve and Esme into the family home. "I'll go and make the tea myself," said Rupert. "That way you'll know the cups are clean and the milk isn't off." "Blimey, Esme," whispered Maeve. Her accent could cut glass. "Are you getting a good feeling about this, or is it a bit ramshackle?" Let's find out more. With some clear business direction from you and some advice about stage sets from me, this could work out just fine." Rupert and Athena returned with the tea and a plate of crustless sandwiches. "There are cakes if you'd like them too. A gal in the village bakes." Having expected a decent lunch after their drive, Esme started tucking into the salmon paste and cucumber sandwiches. Maeve began. "Lady Athena, we're absolutely thrilled to visit your gracious home. I think Rupert filled you in on the essentials. Houses of Pan are private members' clubs, offering a welcome space to regular members. A typical session involves a discussion group or workshop, plus individual members having bespoke, intimate encounters. I sent you a franchising pack, so I think you'll have seen some examples of those and our customer testimonials. There's an added element. Houses of Pan try to inspire a whole community. It's central to our ethos and an added bonus if any locals were to object to the business. Perhaps you'd like to tell me about your vision for a House of Pan and whether you've thought about the community outreach element. And of course, a tour of the premises and facilities would be great." "Oh, do drop the lady. One doesn't stand on formality these days. Yah, very exciting about a franchise. Could offer a damn good service. Specialise in women coming for weekend House of Pan parties, not just evening events. Charge a fair bit, higher profits from a weekend package, and it would be easier to get staff. Quite remote here, what? Makes more sense for clients to come and stay. Charge more for a bedfellow for the entire night. House has 7 bedrooms, already attracts small groups wanting to celebrate a big party or to stay here whilst they attend a local wedding. I don't let to stag or hen parties, too many antiques, what? House has been modified over the centuries. Tudor kitchen, Georgian frontage, Victorian interiors, and of course, the Edwardian secret garden. I'm covering all sorts of juicy memoirs in the archives. Have a gal writing those up for me. So, natural setting for all sorts of upper-class fantasies. Could cater to women or groups of gay men. Rupert could assist me on those occasions. Show you round, what?" Maeve picked up her notebook and phone to take photographs. Esme hurriedly grabbed some more sandwiches. They followed Athena on her guided tour. Maeve thought the spacious morning room with sofas worn by decades of use would be perfect for discussion groups, and the impressive dining room was a natural stage set. The bedrooms ranged from ornate four-posters to the more functional. Things were already looking good when Athena opened the door to a dusty and cavernous storage room. Props! Saddles, crops, rocking horses, cocktail cabinets and closets full of vintage clothing. Dress up for adults. Endless possibilities, what? And low investment. Maeve whispered, "Don't laugh, Esme, but isn't it like listening to a rifle speak? Fire! Reload! Fire! Again!" Esme spluttered. "It would drive me mad after a while." At the end of the tour, Athena asked Rupert if he would show them the glamping area. They heard Athena barking commands to an unseen minion, requesting cakes and more tea in an hour. Rupert led them down a path to a wooded grove. Maeve gasped. It was idyllic. 3 colourful gypsy caravans encircled a fire pit with wooden seats. There was an outdoor cooking area and a modern shower and toilet block screened by decorative willow. Rupert said he'd save the best to last. A double-sized shepherd's hut contained a large bed and a copper slipper bath designed for 2. Maeve couldn't imagine any self-respecting shepherd spending a night there, but it would be perfect for a discreet tryst. There was even a hardwood hot tub to the rear of the hut. Rustic scenarios a go-go. If Athena has plenty of business support, this could take off, thought Maeve. Rupert also took them briefly to the walled gardens, arranged in tiers on a hillside. A volunteer met them and signed them into the visitors' book before handing them hard hats and running through a health and safety checklist. Clearly the gardens wouldn't be available for use anytime soon, but Athena had put in a bid to the Historic Houses Association and was hoping to receive a grant towards restoration. Back at the house, Maeve glanced briefly at Athena's accounts. She asked, "And tell me, Lady Athena, have you thought about how you'd attract clients and where you'd recruit men to offer sexual services?" "Those who book house parties, contacts. Couples of our class tend to have open marriages. Plenty of country money and bored women. Day clients, randy rugby players' wives from Cardiff, Cotswolds women wanting a bit of rough, discreet ads in horse and hound, for men as well as women. Bored males out of shooting season, still want a bit of sport, what? Studs, young farmers, lads from the Forest of Dean for gypsy encounters, students, no shortage. You offer training and vetting, correct?" Crikey, she speaks more like a machine gun than a rifle, thought Maeve before answering professionally. "Sounds promising, Lady Athena. One thing though, health and safety. It's clear the walled gardens are currently off limits." "Not entirely. Tours feasible when volunteers available. One area's finished, bottom of the hill. Outdoor plunge pool and an open bar. Nymph and demigod fantasies, what?" Presumably with participants who want a voyeur if there has to be a volunteer around." "Quite. Volunteer, keeping a discreet eye out. No simultaneous garden tours." What if there was an unexpected medical emergency? I've had to deal with a couple of those myself. You have uneven stairs and trip hazards without the falling masonry in the gardens." "No problem. Helicopter pad near the playing fields. Pick up the shooting syndicates and the landy there when they come up from the city. Air ambulance straight to the trauma centre at Gloucester Royal." "Oh, well, that's reassuring. Now, what about a community outreach programme?" "Outsource. Chap specialising in prevention of depression and suicide in farmers. Sexual advice from youth workers in isolated communities. Ditto for couples in church halls. Adopt some of your ideas. Reverend Robert could come up from your diocese and talk to the Bishop of Gloucester. Good enough?" "Very promising. Well, Athena, thank you very much for your time. I think we'll head off now. My accountant has offered to review your paperwork next week, and if he thinks the franchise would be financially viable, we could talk further about a level 2 package for a probationary year. There would be an upfront fee and an increased share of profits to House of Pan Central in the first year. I'll get back to you." "Splendid, Maeve. Ring me. Splendid." As Rupert drove down the driveway, Maeve looked at Esme and grinned. They could see pound signs reflected in each other's eyes. Grabbing the slice of coffee and walnut cake Esme had filched for her, Maeve took a bite and smiled. That gal from the village sure can bake. But Rupert, may I be frank? I'm not sure Athena would make a good hostess for women who are excited but understandably nervous about paying good money for an intimate encounter. Clearly not Maeve. More used to talking to dogs and horses than humans. Like her namesake, she's all head and strategy but lacking in heart. The only hostess she could play would be herself in a Downton Abbey scenario. I was thinking she'd need to recruit a series of interns, maybe young graduates from Cheltenham Ladies' College who were studying events management. An intern could organise training and events and also act as hostess. Oh, talking of Downton Abbey, Athena could advertise for rich women over for tours at Highclere. We could arrange a chauffeur to ferry them up here for an immersive erotic experience. Blimey, you have thought about this, Rupert. Any other ideas? Well, it might be easier for Esme and I to recruit resting actors in London. They could come up to Gloucestershire on tour. They could train the new recruits either as sexual providers or for supporting roles. And I could see myself filming encounters at Wyndham Manor, Maeve, interjected Esme. Athena or her events coordinator could learn on the job. It would be another level of supervision and more money for you. OK, I'm feeling optimistic, replied Maeve. This could go somewhere. Splendid, they said in unison and laughed again. Thank you for listening.